Hello! In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this cute little bow hairpin. Now, before we begin, you have to make some choices. The first choice is going to be which yarn you want to use. So I have chosen this type of thin yarn that is in a natural rainbow as it comes out. Now, if you want to choose a thicker yarn, your bow is going to end up being like this. You can see the difference in size and thickness. And again, the thicker you go, the more sturdy it's going to be. So again, we have this one. But my favorite is this cute little one. So I will choose this string for today. And then just choose a needle to match. Now this thin string, usually it recommends a 3.5, but I'm using a 4mm hook today. It's my favorite size for a lot of things. The next choice you have to make is your clip. So a lot of people glue their clips on, but I'm going to show you today how to just add it on to the actual part of the hair clip today. So another option would be to glue it with hot glue. Super glue does not work well with this type of yarn. And which kind of clip you like. I like the one that opens and closes like this, but there's also the pop ones. Okay, let's get started. So we're gonna take our string and make a slip knot. Put our needle in and begin. To start, chain 30. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and the last one slowly, 30. So you will have a chain like this of 30 stitches when you finish. Now be careful not to twist your chain. We're going to make it into a loop. And we are going to go into this very top V here of the first chain you made. So, let's do it again because I dropped it. So we are not twisting, keeping it straight, and going into this very top part of the very first chain. And if my camera will focus, I will show you. There we go. So this very first VVV stitch. We're going to yarn over with your long string and pull through both. So that's a slip knot to join your loop. Now you have a loop. We are going to be working through all 30 stitches with single crochets now in the top loop of each chain. So you insert your hook into the loop, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through both, single crochet. So that's 1. Repeat all the way to the end of the circle. 2, 3, 4, and when you finish, you will have 30. Now, the reason why I chose this yarn is because I love that it comes out in different colors randomly. So some of my bows will have like a line or so of a different color in there. Some of them will be all one color, but you can do it as like a set because they all complement each other. And now we are almost finished the first row. And this bow, the mini one, will only have 4 rows, but if you want a fatter bow, you can do more. If you want a bigger bow, you can start with a larger chain number, and then your bow will be wider. So you can kind of play around with it a bit to get the perfect size for you. But I liked 30 to make this cute little mini bow. So when you get to the very end, you're going to connect to the first single crochet with a slip knot. So here we are on the last stitch here. I'm going to connect to, you know, truthfully, I usually skip this one, but to make 30, let's do it. Connect to the first one by going through both of the top of the V. So the back and the front loop, yarn over and pull it through. So now we have our first row completed of single crochets in our loop. Oh, we kind of made a bracelet here. I guess if you wanted, you could finish and make it into a cute little bracelet. But we will not finish, we will keep going. To start row 2, chain 2. 1, 2. Now we are going to do half double crochet stitches all the way around. So that means we're going to yarn over, go into the first stitch through both loops, yarn over, bring it through. You should have 3 loops on your needle. Yarn over and bring through all 3. That's a half double crochet. And you're going to do that in each stitch around. So again, you will have 30 stitches. And this is row 2. Half double crochets all the way around. I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. Row 3 is the exact same. And if you want to make a fatter bow, you can add in more rows. I really like the look of the half double crochet. To me, it looks a little bit like knitted, and it's a cleaner stitch than a double crochet. But again, you could play around with it. You could do just single crochets or just double crochets until you get to the fatness, the thickness that you like. And the only thing I don't like about half double crochets is that I can't do them as fast because I have to pause between each one to pull through all 3 here. Maybe others with more skills than I can do them speedy. At the end of row 2, you will be halfway through making your bow. Now to finish your second row, you can just go into this space of the chains and do a slip knot in that big space. I'm not too specific about closing neatly here because this part of the bow is going to be hidden by the wrapped string here in the middle. So it's okay to have a little freedom if there's a different way you like to close your round. Round 2 is now finished. Now we're going to chain 2 to start our third round. And the third round is the exact same. It is going to be half double crochets. Maybe I should count to see if we are still going to be at 30. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Are we finished? Oh, perfect. Okay, so again, through the chain hole, we can just do a slip knot to finish the row. And it's time for our final row, the 4th row. This time we're just going to chain 1 and we're going to do single crochets. Now be careful you don't go into this chain here. Start on the first half double crochet stitch from the previous round. And again, we're going to do 30 single crochets around, and we will finish off. Now I like to have the bottom and the top of my bow match, but again, if you're trying out your own style, you can be creative, make your own pattern of stitches as you do each row, add an extra, or change up to your favorite stitch. And now I'm in the habit of doing half double crochets, so I'm pausing between each of my single crochets. I have a bad habit of not counting my stitches, but some of the best crocheters that I've talked to have always recommended counting every row, especially when you make clothes, to make sure that your rows line up and they're perfect. That's another great thing about crochet, because if you do make a mistake on one row, you can fix it then before moving on. Okay, so we're just going to finish off with a slip knot. And I'll take a quick look at what this looks like. So it's going to look like this. Oh, look at that beautiful half double crochet stitch. So row 1 was a single crochet, half double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet. Now, before cutting off, we're going to leave quite a long string. So for me, I like to do about that much. Now, my string color has changed, so my bow here is gonna have a different colored center. So after you make a long string about, I would say 80 centimeters, you can pull it through to finish off. And again, we don't need a pretty finish here because we are now going to just tie that beginning string and this string around. So we're just gonna wrap it and wrap it around. First, I'm gonna do the little mini starter string and then continue on with this one. Now, if your strings line up in the middle, you can actually tie them to make it a little bit pinched. So I apologize if you can't see me well here. So just tie it. And it's already going to start looking like a bow. I'm going to just double knot it. Let's stays pinched. So it's already starting to look like a bow. Now we're going to wrap them around this center. Now, based on how long of a string you made, is again how thick you can make this middle part. But I'm doing mine a little different because I have another color I want to put over here. How pretty is that? It's going to be pink. Okay, so when you've wrapped it enough, turn it over to the back. Now you can either attach a finishing needle, if I can find mine, or you can just pull through the middle with your crochet hook to tie it or finish it off at the back. So I've attached a finishing needle and I'm just going to go through the middle a few times at the back to finish it off. The reason I'm going through the back like this is to also make space for my clip. So if you are someone who prefers glue, you can just glue it right on with the hot glue. But I am someone who likes to just squish it in there. Now, if you want, you can wrap it around holding this, but I found that when doing that, it's not as beautiful. And this pin I bought has little ridges on the side, so this is quite challenging. But I like to squish it in there and then have it very tightly inside my bow. I'm learning now it's much harder to do this so you can see, because I usually just put it down on the table and do it quickly. I'm trying to show you that you can just squish it through the back there. And these little pins I bought on coupon. So if you live in Asia like me, especially Korea, coupon is the place where you can find a lot of craft supplies cheap online that get delivered right to your door. Okay, I'm going to put this down so I can do it quickly. And you've finished your bow. So you can cut off the string. Now I like to put mine through all the way yet, but I like to just pop the bow so that it is a little bit more like this. Ooh, how cute, all finished. Thank you for watching. And I apologize for my struggles today, but hopefully you enjoy making your own little cute mini bows. Crochet. You can also pinch the middle a little bit more to make it into more of a ribbon shape.